Welcome back to the Titanium Hangout. This is Mike, and I'm coming at you with the weekly news in review for June 25th, 2023. Of course, we've got lots of Transformers news, Legends Mainline, and Masterpiece. A little bit of TMNT news, playset news. You don't see many playsets at retail. We also have an update to Chicken Fried Toys Cops figures in the 3.75 inch or 4 inch scale. And Super 7 is talking about a cast. I'm going to tell you all the information I have about it, and we'll see if this matches what actually comes out. And then some G.I. Joe reveals. All of these are mainline retail releases, so no exclusives this week. Probably next week, though. I hope not. I really hope not. Rumor reports for Star Wars, and really very little news, or probably no news, but I've got some actual news. Coming up. Okay, starting off with what is new at Show Z. Fourth party masterpiece, NPM 06 Ironhide oversized version. This one is going to be $100. It is 9.84 inches tall, based on the Black Apple design, but most are different from the original NPM 06, mostly unrelated to the Weijing project, due out sometime this month, theoretically. And I don't know how I missed this, but we have the fourth party masterpiece MP56 Trailbreaker, $60. It's KO of Trailbreaker, $60. And I definitely need to get that in and compare it to the original, but that's a pretty good price for a KO. And it shows to be in stock now. And coming into stock soon is the Transart BWM03 Metal Leopard Commander Transmetal Cheetor. This is not in stock yet. Coming into stock, $85, will be 7 inches tall, made of plastic, and this one's going to have die-cast in it, and I do have mine pre-ordered, so I look forward to getting this guy. There's also some more stuff, but we're going to, as we cover the stories, I'll let you know about it. Okay, so getting into Masterpiece news this week, this Iron Trans IRV02 King Leo is their take on a Victory Leo. And I've been waiting for this one because they did come out with their Star Saber. I like their Star Saber, and I'm looking forward to this to go on my Star Saber to make my Victory Leo or my Victory Saber. So I'm looking forward to it. I guess they had to redesign it, and I'm okay with waiting. It's one of those one-off kind of things that I'm not going to do too much in that lineup, but I look forward to it. So now when it comes to fans toys, the coming soon is Lupus, so this is something to be expecting pretty soon. We've been waiting on this for a while. If you're like me and you passed on it 6 or 7 years ago and you did without, and you resisted the urge of buying one for $300, then now's the time. So I'm curious too, when this one comes out, how quickly after that the quote-unquote fourth-party KO version comes out. I'm hearing there's going to be some differences in it. They're saying some increased articulation, possibly, and more die-cast, possibly. No one really knows until it comes out, and I really won't know for comparison, because I don't have the original, so it'll just be all new to me. And they're saying that where it was silver is going to be more of an off-white. So those are some things that I'm hearing about this, but should be coming soon. So coming from Mod Fans is another Cerebros that should be Masterpiece scale. Now, there's some question whether it's going to be Masterpiece or Legends, and there's no real information about it, but the Mod Fans is making this. They're the ones that are making that roller. I haven't got my hands on the roller yet, but once we get our hands on the roller, we'll kind of know what their quality's like. They did make an add-on kit for MP36 Megatron, sort of one of the KOs. But with this one here, it looks to be pretty good. I'm just interested in seeing what it looks like in the bot mode, and will they go all the way and make the body? Who knows? Mod Fans making a Cerebros looks like fun. Oh, and I bet we get a US Deco also, because that's kind of what they're doing with the roller. So I guess we're getting another version of the Iron Warrior IW07 Leader. This one seems to be one made for a premium scale. I didn't hear good things about the last version that came out, but hopefully this one is a little bit better, and I think it looks really good as a Prime Optimus Prime Ghost. So with that, this is something that should be coming on the way, and probably want to watch a review before you order it. That's just the way I feel. Yellow Parts putting out yet more teaser images of their Scourge model kit. Now, I'm not sure why they can't just show it to us, why they got to do teasers, but someone thinks it's fun to do teasers every week, so maybe it can be seeing teasers from all different angles except for seeing what the overall figure looks like. Then again, I'm not sure how many people would be in on this as something that's probably not as mainstream. I know that Rise of the Beast is a movie. It's the big thing right now, and this is a big character in it, but I really don't know how many is going to sell this. Maybe they're just trying to hype it, and maybe it'll sell better. I don't know. So there's some pretty cool stuff from Printformers. I think that you really could consider most of this stuff masterpiece scale. Not all of it, but this is pretty cool. I don't do any 3D printing myself, and I think you get the files and print them yourself. I think that's how it goes. I think there are people that will be printing these for you. You can buy them from them, but it is kind of a fun avenue of collecting that I haven't really gotten into, is the maker avenue. And you buy them from the makers, or you can buy the files, I believe is how all that works, but still looks pretty cool. One good thing about this is you can adjust them up and down and make them as big as you want. And again, that's my understanding, my very limited understanding of what goes on with Printformers and the STL files and all of that. I don't even have a 3D printer, and if I did, I'd probably spend way too much time messing with it, but it looks awesome. All this stuff looks great, and they do transform from my understanding. Kotobukiya is showing pictures of their Transformers Black Convoy Nemesis Prime announced at the Anime Expo. And so if you do not know what this is a statue of sort of an anime girl kind of take on Optimus Prime. They've already made the Optimus Prime, so now this is Nemesis Prime, and they've also done, I believe, a Bumblebee and a Megatron, something along those lines, but still pretty cool, interesting concept. And for this, you can collect these Kotobukiya statues from many different franchises, not just Transformers. So RoboSyn has updated with some in-hand pictures of their new Bumblebee. Now this one is not going to transform like their Optimus Prime. This is going to be more emphasis on movements, poses, and articulation and those kinds of things. Now this one is supposed to be 13.5 inches tall. It's supposed to be a centerpiece in standby mode. So with this, you can see what it looks like next to several different figures, whether it be the Classified Joes or the Super 7 Joes. But if you want to look at it compared to other Transformers, there it is next to the new Legacy version of Minosaur. So you can see how much bigger he is than even the Commander Class Combiner, which is a pretty cool combiner, but this guy is a little bit bigger than that. But he does carry a hefty price tag, and he is not going to transform, but he will be walking around as touted as the G1 version, and he looks pretty G1. Takara's been putting out a video promoting their masterpiece Raiden, and I did not get my hands on the video itself, but you can go check it out. And the thing about it is that I kind of thought this thing was done and over with, and we've moved on, but they're still working on putting out, promoting this, and with that, if you're in on it, that's awesome, that's cool, but I'm not. I don't really know many people that are. But Moon Studio, I think, kills it. Okay, so getting into some Legends news, and I believe this to be Legends because it is Pengu Toys, but you really don't know what they're up to. But PTO5, and they call this the Death Race. We've seen a little bit about this before. This is a little bit more of an update, pictures to it, and there it is. But Pengu Toys has some other cool stuff going on. If you thought New Age was putting out a ridiculous amount of colors of their Omega Supreme, then Pengu Toys is going to one-up them, and that's their intention. I can't believe how many colors are coming from Pengu Toys, because this isn't even it, and I'm trying to get all this on the screen here, but they're pretty much, at this point right here, matching what New Age is doing, but then they're going to one-up it with this next one I'm about to show you. Now, this one here is a dragon version, green, looks pretty cool, and I don't think that New Age has plans for a green one, so it seems kind of funny that they matched almost exactly what New Age was doing and now going above and beyond. And for a while there, didn't look like we'd even get but a reissue. So really cool, pretty fun, pretty exciting. And the grayscale one is actually for you to customize and color yourself. That was interesting too. So Magic Square is putting back out their Devastator in sets of 2 again. And it's pretty exciting because this is what they call their Metallic Edition. So with this, it's supposed to have a better, more vibrant paint job. And for people like me who passed on it the first go around, waiting for maybe an EX version, this is probably a good one. Maybe they'll have an even better one that they call EX. They call this Metallic, but Still, I think it looks pretty good. I think the original one still looked pretty good. I just like more vibrant colors, like we're going to get with this. And these are promo shots, not in-hand images, and it will be really interesting to see these side by side with the original release. But I've already pre-ordered these, so I'm pre-ordering these as they pop up at Show Z, which is another thing, and pretty exciting that they're coming out with these, because you don't ever know what they're going to reissue with an upgraded paint deco. Here's the second set, and I haven't seen them up for pre-order just yet, just promo pics, but they still look great. Overall, I personally don't care about the alt modes or the bot modes or any of that kind of stuff, because mine's going to be in combined mode. But here, getting there is a little bit of a chore, but it'll be worth it in the end. And there is the alt mode right there. So I think they look best in alt mode, well, best in combined mode, second best in alt modes, and then sort of okay in the robot modes for this set. Alright, so Dr. Wu has come out with more recolors of their Tactical Commander. This is the Nemesis deco, and then they're also going to have a Shattered Glass deco. So with this one is called the B. I believe it's the B, but looks pretty cool, looks pretty interesting. Let's see what the alt mode looks like, and the alt mode does look pretty okay. Now these are not Legends scale, even though I lumped them into Legends because they're tiny, but they're sub-Legends, almost half the size of Legends. And if that is the route that you want to go, you can collect yet another scale. I'm not in on these just because I don't want to go that small. I don't really need another sub-Legends line, but I think it's cool that they're getting made, and it's very interesting that they're making them so tiny. Some of the stuff's even a challenge at Legends, let alone this small. And they're doing a Delta one. I mean, are you surprised? No, not surprised at all. So this one looks pretty cool, Diaclone. And here it is, all armored up. And yeah, there we go. I think that you've got options. Options are good, and options are good in this small scale. Okay, so getting into some of the mainline stuff, we did have a live stream. There's some interesting stuff going on with that, but not the most exciting, to be honest. But Generation Select Antagony and Volvo Prime, I guess. I watched just bits and pieces of the live stream, but I thought that it was okay, but just recoloring an Inferno and then this other Prime that's coming out. So you also have the alt mode for the Inferno, or the Antagamy. Antagamy? I don't know. I don't know much about this, what's going on. I guess I should have gotten a little more information on it, but it's something for Generation Selects so that you can get that if you want it. Now, that's a perfect thing for Generation Selects. I mean, someone like myself, I'm not really going to be all that into it, so no reason clogging up Walmarts and Targets and BBTS with it when, well, you probably get it at BBTS, but yeah, here's the other Optimus Prime, and so it does look like an Optimus Prime. It's got that trailer with it, and so a lot of people want options and opportunities to get the trailer, so that's a good thing there. So I do understand that. I mean, I see people wanting the trailer, so I can understand getting it back out. And you hear it all the time. The trailer. Here's the Prime, and he looks okay. He's all right. So I do believe this was a recolor or a pre-color from the Holiday Edition. That's the way it feels to me. So some other stuff about getting a Studio Series Mirage, and that's what it looks like. That's the packaging looks like, and all that. Here is the alt mode, which looks like a pretty good looking jazz alt mode to me, I would say. That's what it looks like. Anyhow, some of this stuff is just kind of expected. Nothing really a shocker or nothing really a surprise here. This is the Optimus Primal, and there he is in his robot mode. That is the packaging. That is so Leader not being able to see the figure at all, and we're still in that. We still haven't fixed that yet. I thought we were going to go to the plastic packaging again, but I guess Transformers is still doing what they're doing. And here's the alt mode for Optimus Primal, and that's how it looks. Then we get to this set, which I'm a little confused about. At the same time, I understand. $40 exclusive to Hasbro Pulse. You get a trailer for a core class or Legends scale trailer. So you do get two figures and a trailer and a roller. And so with that, I'm just curious what everybody else thinks about it. $40, you get the Bumblebee, the Optimus, the roller, the trailer. Is it a good value? I don't know. I think core class feels like just something there for little kids to get their hands on. Little kids aren't pre-ordering or ordering stuff off Hasbro Pulse. That's just the way I feel. Oh, and the alt mode. So that's how it looks in the alt mode. And the trailer actually looks like a pretty decent looking trailer for the size and the scale and what they've got going on with it. Does look pretty good, actually, but still $40 for that. So Beachcomber is starting to show up at places, $25. It looks like a GameStop. So anyhow, I think this looks like a really good release, a really good figure overall. I think it will be a great addition to your collection. $25 is a bit steep for it, but it's still probably worth it in the long run. You know, it's a really good value though for $15 getting this Coronation Starscream. I know, you're saying it right now. There's 15 of them at every Walmart. Well, probably only 4, but it feels like 15 at every Walmart and Target in the entire United States. But $15 is a great price. It's a great value for that figure, even without the Coronation set. So with the Coronation set and the throne and all that, $15. Check your Ross if you've been holding out on this for what, 2 years, year and a half that they've been sitting on the shelf. So we got pictures of the movie Perceptor. It's a retro series. I think he's still $35. I think it's what the price, the going price of these things are, but that's what he looks like. And I do think the enhanced deco does look better. And with that, if that's something you're interested in, start looking for it. I still haven't seen the Hound. It feels like these are being produced in small quantities and a little harder to get your hands on than, say, the Starscream. And so with that, my Starscreams plague my Walmarts, so I never see anything past that. With this one here, here's the alt mode, so if you really want it, try to get it on the Walmart.com or just go to various different Walmarts. Maybe you get lucky, but I think it does look pretty good. That line work was really awesome. Lastly, I forgot this in the Masterpiece section, but we have this guy up for pre-order at Show Z. It's the KO of Skyfire. I don't know the price, but I'm guessing the price on this guy is going to be about $120, $130, somewhere in that range, I'm thinking, and which is about half of the Masterpiece one is my guess. But pretty cool, pretty awesome. It should be out it's saying August, but I wouldn't count on August. I'd count on a little bit after August, but still exciting. And I love the Masterpiece figure, and it's going to be fun to do comparisons and see if anything got improved. There are less inclusions. Doesn't look like we're going to be getting the flight stand. Doesn't look like we're going to be getting everything that the Masterpiece one did, but that's fine. It's a KO for half the price. You still get the minifigures. That's awesome. All right, so with so much else going on, we're going to jump into some other news and talking about some G.I. Joe classified. Their Dragonfly is approaching the 14,000. Probably by the time we watch this, it's at 14,000. I just pre-ordered my 3. I don't know what I was waiting on. Well, I know what I was waiting on. I was waiting on... anyhow, I was waiting on just kind of a payment situation in case somehow they magically accidentally charged you right away. It was all good. But I did order my 3. I am excited for it. I'm excited for all the unlocks we've seen so far, and I believe that either a Tiger Force or a Night Force General Hawk is coming, but hey, I might be way wrong. The Glinda situation, I'm okay with her. I mean, it's pretty much what I said. I said that we were going to get a Scarlet recolor for a new retro one to be in the mainline. And I didn't know who Glinda was. I didn't know Glinda was a previous recolor Scarlet, but I'm fine with it because, first of all, it's partially what I expected. And on the other hand, it's something you're never going to get anywhere else. But I don't really want to promote everyone buying this. The less that are made, the more scarce the 3 I ordered are. So I really don't care if anyone else orders it or not. And I'm pretty sure we'll hit the 19,000 without even trying. All right, so we've got 3 new pre-orders up for G.I. Joe Classified. It's pretty interesting. So we've got Lowlight here, and it looks pretty good. He's got the suitcase with all of his... Well, it's not a suitcase, but a case for all of his sniper rifle to get broken down. And some pretty cool stuff. Pretty much exactly what you'd expect from a G.I. Joe Classified for this character. He is a mainline release. He's not a deluxe, which we're starting to see too much of in my opinion, but I think it's a pretty solid release overall. And we also have Grunt. So, see, this is Robert Graves' Grunt. Might be turning into a troop builder. This might be a troop builder for $25, and I don't think troop builders should be deluxe. We'll talk about that here, the very next figure. So, pretty good. I've pre-ordered all these through BBTS. I didn't really bother going through Hasbro Pulse and I have my own reasons for that too, because if I find it somewhere else sooner, it's easier for me to cancel through BBTS. That's just the way that is. I like everything about BBTS ordering versus Pulse ordering, but anyhow, then we also have this one right here, and it is the Trooper. So this is the Cobra Snow Serpent, and I kind of feel like they put stuff in here that was really unnecessary just to hit the $35 price point. Just to get to that price point, they added some extra stuff that I will never use and I have no interest in. But that's the way it is, I guess. So with it, the rest of it looks pretty good. I could have done without the wolf stuff that he's got going on there, and I didn't really need a surfboard. I could have done without snowboard and just had it as a standard release. And I have my feelings about $35 troop builders, but they know people are going to buy multiples of troop builders just because they're troop builders no matter what the price is. So they duped us. I'm not buying multiples. I've only pre-ordered one, and I'm just going to stick with it. But if I see them on sale somewhere, which we probably won't see this thing going on sale like most of these deluxe price ones do. And one last thing, there's a person that has something called S3Dtoys.com is where you can go to get this Dragonfly. It's basically a 1/12 scale Dragonfly, but it isn't exactly 1-to-1, and it's this guy's only design, and you can buy the files for $108. Well, I actually think it's now $150. So for $150, you can buy the files, and you can print it on yourself. You can paint it yourself and all of that. So with that, seeing stuff like this, it's great that it's an option for those who choose not to back, but I'm backing mine anyway. So anyway, that's another option out there. So we have some pictures of the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles Mutant Mayhem Sewer Lair playset by Playmates. And what are the features? Authentic, as seen in the hit Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles movie. And the Sewer Lair playset has over 20 different rockin' features to keep turtles primed and ready for action. Modular design playset even contains a modular subway tunnel so kids can play their way. And then Ooze Play, the playset comes with 2.4 ounces of green slimy ooze that can be dropped on the baddies if you want to. And then 3 levels of play on the skyline, at the street level, and down in the sewers. And then collect them all, collect all the other figures. So there's very few playsets making it out, and real playsets. And that's one thing about Playmates. Playmates will make playsets, and they will do some things that Hasbro is absolutely terrified of doing. Super 7 is doing some stuff with their Toxic Crusaders. So this is already Wave 3. I don't have any of them. I think it's kind of interesting, though. It's one of those 90s properties that I keep kind of at arm's length. I haven't picked any of them up. I just kind of like looking at them. I think they're interesting. They feel like Turtles in a way. They feel like a Turtle knockoff in a way. But cool stuff. And I think the first couple series are sold out of places. So Series 3. Now, probably my favorite Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles clone that was made in the 90s was Biker Mice. And so they're showing the articulation update here with shoulders, abs, wrists, tail, shins, ankles, knees, thighs, legs, waist, elbow, arms, neck. So kind of like, I'm looking at them thinking, why do we want to buy these? And they're trying to show you. It's going to have a ton of articulation, and it's bringing the 90s Biker Mice into modern day articulation and aesthetic, but I'm guessing extremely low orders for these. That's just my guess. Anyway, you can get them on the Cell website. I think you might be able to pre-order them on BBTS and places like that also. Super 7's trying to get a reaction out of people with their Rocky line and their reaction figures. It says it's like Wave 2, so I don't really know what Wave 1 was. I'm sure I've seen it, but I think they look pretty cool. I think they look pretty good, but either you're into the reaction stuff or you're not, or you're into a certain property like this, and you'll buy pretty much everything for that property, and that's really what Super 7 counts on. I think they look good, and I think if you like collecting Rocky stuff, or if you like collecting Creed, this is awesome. Really cool stuff from Chicken Fried Toys. This is an update to their Marshall Sundown, and they're just going full steam ahead on some cops. They're going to make 6 figures. They're going to be 3.75 inch to 4 inch scale. Really don't see comparisons in just yet, but this is kind of where this company is living. And with that, I think it looks fantastic. I think it is definitely a major upgrade stylistically than what we got in the vintage line. And the fact that it's 4-inch, 3.75-inch is also interesting to intermingle with your Joes or Star Wars or something along those lines. And I think a lot of people feel like it should still be 6-inch scale, but that's not what's happening here. And they're probably going to be $32 a piece, but I think looks fantastic. Cardback looks fantastic. And this company, I'm not interested in any of the properties they've done in the past, but the figures look cool. Now I'm interested in this property, so I'm probably going to be in on all these. No word on who the second figure is in Wave 1, which is 3 waves of 2, or any of the characters from the other 2 waves that'll be coming in the future. There's a rumor, but I like rumors when they tell me stuff I like to hear, so they're saying that they're making an official McFarlane 89 Batman and 89 Batmobile gold label. Now, gold label in the past has been the same figure repainted, is from what I understand. But this Batmobile, based on 89, there's a lot of things they can do. Could they fix what they did with the Flash? Could they make it a 2-seater? Could they fix the canopy? Or whatever they're going to do with this, I don't know. But I decided to sit down and eat dinner, and then after dinner start looking at stuff, finding I missed the whole boat on pre-ordering these, and I didn't chase it hard enough. So I don't have the Flash version, and I'm kind of happy because there's a lot of silly little issues with that one. Hopefully this one's easier to get, and fixes all the problems, and seats too. Who knows? But I'm looking forward to it. It's still a rumor though, but it's a rumor I like. So is Brian Flynn a marketing genius or a madman? Either way, it's still exciting what's going on with Thundercats, Super 7, and their Cat's Lair for the Ultimates. So if you look at this does look a lot like the cartoon, but I feel like it's going to have some of the LJN inspiration also to kind of fit between both worlds. And so with that, I try to not do the same thing twice. So I'm going to show a thumbnail of what I made when I did my original LJN Cat's Lair. It's a thumbnail, and I did that review. So you can see on the right what the cartoon aesthetic look of the Cat's Lair is. You can see on the left what LJN did, and then that teaser kind of shows a mix of the two, in my opinion. But with this, Brian Flynn's already alluded to what they would do with this. He says that they would make one major room. They would focus on one area so that you could, when you turn it around, you'd have one major area for them to do some stuff. Now, that doesn't mean there's not going to be a lower level or an upper level. It just means that he's focusing on one main area for Cat's Lair. But he did say that was very early on with the early ideas of what's going on with the Cat's Lair. We might not even find out about this till SDCC, so still a lot of interesting stuff going on, but definitely would be for Ultimates. And it definitely wouldn't be big enough to fit their Thunder Tank underneath that paw, but possibly big enough to fit the LJN Thunder Tank under the paw. That might be something, but pretty exciting for Thundercat fans everywhere. I'm guessing 600 to 650, not 1,000. Because he also said that it's easier to make a playset versus a vehicle, and so the price would be more than the Thunder Tank, but not significantly more. So that's all the information I have. Seriously, there's not much news for Star Wars. It's really sad if you're a Star Wars collector. Actually, there's this thing called Kenner Star Wars. There's a whole vintage line that you could start collecting if you are just really bored with what's going on with the Black Series and vintage collection. Okay, anyhow, this is supposed to be some sort of an assassin droid that's going to be getting made from the Ahsoka series, and with that, this is a lot of rumor stuff going on at yakface.com. It's fun, and it kind of keeps something fresh and something exciting going on when there's no real news. Okay, so I know I'm barely holding on to modern Star Wars collecting by a thread, but I'm still hanging in there, so I'm going to give you real news. This is real news. If you want the, 5-year-old general holdout for $8, then you can go to Ollie's and get her for $8. Or you can get the Jyn Erso that I said they should never have remade. It's funny, too. All of the other characters in that lineup with that Jyn Erso are selling out, but Jyn Erso is just lingering like she did when she was 3 cents at Walmart a while back, like 4 or 5 years ago, whatever. But yeah, these will be here for a long time, and like I said, kind of fighting the Masters of the Universe. But they also have this guy here. So this is a new one. They put him a deluxe $35 figure, Saw Gerrera. I think it was an exclusive. I don't remember. I know I got mine on sale, maybe 15. So this is better than the price I got on my Saw Gerrera. But $9 is not bad. But he's still probably going to linger longer than he should. I don't think he's a bad figure. I don't think he's a horrible character. I just think not in high demand. So let me know what you think about this week's weekly news and review. What else is going on out there that I missed? Because I like to stay in the know, and you guys do help me. Like and subscribe, and Titanium Hanger out.